Here's a quick look at my 2015 Dodge Dart. This is the SXT with the Rallye package, which basically just adds a few things like these smoked wheels, and also I think some things with a suspension, like a rear stabilizer bar. But anyway, it's a 2015, so that's the second to last year of Dart they made. They were discontinued in 2016. So the Dart, along with the remade Chrysler 200, they were basically Chrysler's comeback cars after bankruptcy. After they came back as FCA, these were the first two cars they made. The Chrysler 200 being the mid-size, and the Dart being the compact version. Kind of always liked these cars, particularly the Dart. Kind of always liked them. When they first came out, they caught my eye, and just this past January, I found what I thought was a decent deal on one, so I bought it. Now, both of these cars are now discontinued, the 200 and the Dart. The 2016 was the last model year for the Dart, I believe 17 the last year for the 200. And basically FCA's reasoning was they wanted to focus more on cars that they knew they could be a leader in, being well, Jeeps and trucks. And they knew that they really couldn't beat out the foreign companies when it came to compact cars. So they kind of moved away from that, and well, now you see they just focus primarily on muscle cars and Jeeps and trucks. And that's kind of what seems like all the American manufacturers are moving toward. Ford just this summer has announced that by 2020 they're getting rid of all their passenger vehicles except for the Mustang, and just focus on trucks, and then eventually electric vehicles. But yeah, that seems to be the trend. But anyway, even though it's discontinued, I still think the Dart's a really cool car, and you can find really good deals on them compared to other similar cars of the same model year. The Dart is usually a couple $1,000s cheaper. So now its resale value is not going to be as good, but if it's a car that you just plan on hanging on to for a while, you can get pretty good deals on them. This is a 2015, got it with about 38,000 miles. I think I paid 11.5 on it. Granted, this is a certified pre-owned. I got it from a Chrysler dealership, so you might be able to find less from a private seller. So anyway, let's just take a closer look around. And you will notice that I have made some modifications. First of all, with the wheels here, this is the small one, but the red calipers, that's a caliper cover. So those are actually MPG caliper covers. They're aluminum caliper covers. I got them on Amazon. You can buy them directly from their website as well. They're about the MSRP is like $200 or $230 or something like that. I paid $168 though for the set of 4 for mine. They're pretty simple. They just they come with a couple metal brackets and a nut and a bolt, and you just kind of clip them onto the ends of the existing caliper and screw them down, and well, they go right on. The ones in the back. Now the ones in the back I actually had to adjust for it to fit properly. I had there's little red tabs. I had to bend them inwardly to get the right fit. They're meant to be bendable, so you might have to do that. So for the rear here, I had to bend mine in a little bit to have it fit flush up against the caliper. But then I got it. So I thought they just add a cool touch to them. It saves you the trouble of having to paint your own calipers, and it looks more vibrant than that would look. They really stand out. The hood. So this is actually a fiberglass hood. I found this on eBay. It's from AmeriHood. You could either buy it on eBay or from their website. I think after tax it came to a little over $600. And I'll probably make a separate video on this hood reviewing it, but for now I'll just show you it has a functional heat extractor vents. Those are all real, so you can, the heat actually comes out of there, goes through to the engine. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's a Hellcat style hood, so the style of the vents there and the scoop. I just thought it was really awesome. The grill and bumper piece down here are gloss black. That's another thing you get on the Rallye package Dart. I think if on normal Darts, that part is just painted to match. This part right here is just painted to match the color of the car. On this, it's a gloss black. You got that Dodge badge. Now you also notice I have fog lights down here, and the fog light trim, that did not come red like that. I plasti-dipped that. So I just got a can of plasti-dip, sprayed it on, and I just thought the red would be a nice touch on those. So those are normally silver, but I plasti-dipped them with red. And then also I got the badges on the back here. So plasti-dipping badges, if you've never tried it, is actually really cool. It's pretty easy. You just take the plasti-dip, just kind of spray like a perimeter around where the badge is. Go over it with a few coats. I think I did about 5 coats. Let it dry 10 minutes in between each coat. And in the end, you just have a big area of plasti-dip. Just grab a corner of it, slowly tear it off around the letters, and it'll break off around the letters and reveal, it'll just stay on the letters. It's really cool how it works. Pretty simple. You just have to be kind of careful. Have to get like a little toothpick and kind of try to pull the section out that's inside the letters, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So if you want to add some extra color, some extra pizzazz to your car, plasti-dipping the badges is a really good way to do it. I also did the Dodge part here. Now some people like to debadge the car, but I kind of like them just red. If anything, I would maybe if I was going to debadge, I would maybe just debadge the Dart and the Rallye, but leave the Dodge. I think that looks cool in red. Now some people try on the Darts, they try to debadge this, but they realize that you can't really do that because the part here where it says Dodge is kind of embossed into the plastic, and even if you take the, these are stock, they're silver, even if you take these silver letters off, you're still going to see the indentations of Dodge, so you can't really debadge that part. The closest thing you could do is maybe plasti-dip it black to make it not stand out as much. But yeah, I thought though, I'm really happy with how that looks, plasti-dipping the badges red in the back. And these are 17-inch wheels, and like I said, they're all stock. You get that like sort of smoked out style rim on the Rallyes. And once again, my aftermarket fiberglass hood, Hellcat style. As for the interior of the car, so mine has the all black interior with these lighter accents on the doors. What do they call this color? Like taupe or something like that. I like it. Being that it's all it's black, it does get hotter in the heat, but I just think dark interiors look so much nicer than light colored ones. As a general rule. Now the seats, I have these faux leather vinyl Dodge seat covers on them, but underneath you can see they're just cloth seats. They're considered what they call the premium cloth seats, so they do have some nice like a mesh material here, ventilated. They are pretty nice. They're firm, but pretty comfortable. Once you get used to them, I think they're pretty comfortable seats. I actually had a few elderly people riding here before, and the one told me that this is one of the only cars they could ride in without their back hurting afterwards. So I guess that's a good sign. Now some of the darts did have heated or not cooled, but they did come with heated seats. Mine does not come with heated seats. You needed the cold weather package to get that. Mine doesn't have that. So the cold weather package gives you heated mirrors, heated seats, and remote start. I don't have any of those things, so I kind of wish I had remote start. So this is the key fob. You get kind of the Dodge Grand Caravan has the same looking key fob. Yeah, the remote start button would be like one of these right here, but I don't have that, unfortunately. So that's the key. So now if you have a GT model dart, this is the SXT Rallye, but if you have the GT, you actually have push button start. As you can see, I just have a standard keyed ignition. But anyway, I think Dodge has come a long way from, I know, at least from 2005 to 2015 in their economy cars, because I did have a Neon for a while, and the interior of this is vastly superior, vastly higher quality than the Neon. I will say even the doors are very heavy. I mean, not super heavy, but they're way heavier than you expect on a car this size. They feel very substantial when you close them. You get a nice thunk. Very substantial feeling doors. The gauge. So this is like the basic analog gauge cluster. They had what they called a premium analog gauge cluster, which included a higher resolution digital display in the center, and had that still had analog gauges on the side. And I think the GT came with a fully 100% digital all-around gauge cluster. So this is just the basic one with a little information screen in the middle there, the basic LCD. As you can see, sort of kind of looks like a 1990s wristwatch, nothing special there. So I do have the automatic, six-speed automatic. The 8.4-inch U-Connect. Inside the center console here, there is some, so you do have USB for audio, and then auxiliary, and then another power. No CD player, but I think on the darts, some darts did have a CD player, and they were like vertically inside the center console if you did have one. And I have another power outlet there. And mine just has the standard controls. Some of the darts had dual zone climate control. Mine doesn't have that. Got your little compartment for sunglasses up here. And the mirrors, which are, they're lit on both sides actually. Got the lights there, map lights, dome lights in the back. You sort of have this little window here. Very tiny, doesn't do much. It's funny having a window back there on a small car like this. Kind of reminds me of like an old Lincoln Continental or something. The way to have a window in the back like that. Don't really need it on this car, but it's a nice touch. You can see the back seats. I think they're pretty comfortable. Not the roomiest thing in the world. This car's pretty roomy up front. But if you have tall people sitting up front, the back seats don't have a ton of leg room. That's kind of raised up back seats. They have what they consider like amphitheater style seats or theater style seats or something like that. It's supposed to try to avoid motion sickness. It kind of lets you see up higher. I don't know. They're pretty decent back seats from the comments I get from people that have ridden in this car. Although taller people don't exactly love it. Unless they're, if I do have taller people riding in the car, I have them sit behind the driver's seat where I'm at because I'm short and I don't have to push my seat back very far. So armrest with the drink holder and opens up in there. Some people said this is like a doggy dish. I guess it could work that way if you have a dog back here, or just put snacks in there or whatever. And you do have a pass-through into the trunk that opens up, so. That's the back seat. You can see the trunk. which I'll just go ahead and open again. So it's not double click, opens up, so it's not like fully hydraulic or anything. Obviously not a hatch, this isn't a hatchback. It's pretty roomy. It's a pretty roomy trunk. The seats fold down. Here you have where the spare tire would be. This car did not come with a spare tire, and even for the factory, I don't think they came with a spare tire unless you specifically requested one. It just has a can of Fix-A-Flat with an air compressor. That seems to be the trend a lot of modern cars are doing. But for this car, it almost might be better that it doesn't, to save on weight, because this is a pretty heavy car for its small size. I want to say this car is something like 3,200 pounds, around that, which is that's quite heavy for a car that's a compact car. And that weight also kind of takes a toll on its performance. So I guess we'll talk about that now. So this has a so the different darts you could get either came with a 1.4 liter turbo, which is the same engine that was in the Fiat 500 Abarth with 160 horsepower. However, that engine does a lot better in the Fiat than it does in the Dart. It's just the Dart's a heavier car. You can also get the 2.0 liter naturally aspirated. That's known to be kind of lethargic. It's 160 horsepower, but has less torque than the 1.4 turbo. Now this one here, I believe all the SXTs came with the 2.4 liter naturally aspirated multi-air Tiger Shark engine, as they call it. That engine, it's been used for a while, still is used. I think it's still used in the Jeep Renegade, has a version that has the 2.4 liter multi-air. I know the Dodge Avenger before this had a model that had that engine, but that puts out 184 horsepower. So it's a decently powerful engine. And it does have some oomph, you could feel. However, this car, it's not the fastest thing in the world. It's kind of slower compared to its competitors of the same type. 0 to 60, I believe, is rated at 8.2. So 8.2 seconds, 0 to 60. That's not great. You'd expect a little bit better out of a car like this, but I will say it does feel faster than it is. You can get some nice pulls out of it. But if this car wasn't so heavy, I think it would do a lot better. Or if they came out with a turbo version of that engine instead of just the 1.4 liter. Now, they probably had something in the works as far as a faster performance Dart. There was going to be an SRT4 model. Unfortunately, the Dart brand was yanked before they could make that. That would have been really awesome, an SRT4 Dart. The SRT4 Neon was a really cool little car. The Dart would have been, well, that would have been great. But unfortunately, FCA pulled the plug, focusing on their muscle cars and Jeeps and trucks. There you can see it. Now another thing, this car does have the dual exhaust tips. Not all Darts had that. And this is actually, I bought this with an aftermarket exhaust. So there is an aftermarket exhaust kit on here. I don't know the details of it, what exactly type it is. The previous owner put it on. It's pretty cool that I got it that way. I'll actually include a little clip of the exhaust so you can hear what it sounds like. But yep, that's I mean, certain models of Darts came from the factory with dual exhaust tips, but this actually has on top of that an aftermarket exhaust. So I'll just go ahead and start it up now. Got some satellite radio going here. So it does have, it is XM ready radio. There's good AM, FM. All your presets up there. If you go to the player, that's songs from the USB stick that I have in there. You can also change it to auxiliary. Have a screen off. Now if I had a dart that had heated seats, the controls for that would be here. Same thing with navigation. This dart doesn't have navigation on it, but if it did, there would be a little icon down here for it to bring up the maps. Climate control. So the good thing is there's a lot of duplicate controls. You can control them either down here or up here on the touchscreen. So I do find this touchscreen to be, I mean, Uconnect is widely considered one of the best in cars today as far as responsiveness and ease of use. And this is an older version of it. Now it looks a little different. It's more modern. The phone icon actually looks like an iPhone instead of an old BlackBerry or whatever that is. But and now, of course, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This doesn't have that. Settings, so you can just adjust a few settings, like when the lights come on. If you want the daytime running lights on, you can turn those on or off. There's your basic settings there. Air conditioners blow nice and cold. I mean, as it should. It's a newer car. You see my analog gauges. You got your little information center here in the middle, and click through. Speedometer, trip meter, range to empty, miles per gallon. Okay, this is a really interesting thing. So this car, I believe, is rated for, I don't know the exact, I think the combined rating is like 27, combined rating of 27 miles per gallon. Ever since I've had this car, I've always gotten under 20, according to the computer. I just have a feeling I have not yet manually calculated the miles per gallon, but there's no way that it's this low. I don't know if something needs recalibrated after the previous owner put on an aftermarket exhaust. Maybe that interfered with something, but yeah, it's always just, I've always had like between 16 and 19 miles per gallon average in this car, and there's just no way it's that bad. I mean, I know this car was kind of criticized for not being the best miles per gallon for a car in its class, but there's no way it's that low. Okay, and then in case you haven't noticed, I do have this little guy, but I might make a separate video on this as well. But this is the Madnees Go Pedal, and this just kind of has a wire running down. You plug it in to the sensor in the back of the gas pedal, and essentially it adds different drive modes to your car, like a sport mode. There's Sport, Sport Plus, and Eco mode. And basically all the different modes aim to make the throttle more responsive. So one of the things with this car is stock, it doesn't have the most responsive throttle, so you can push the gas pedal in a little bit and you're still not going anywhere. With this device, it makes it so you get full throttle right away. So you can push the pedal in a lot less and you can start going a lot more. It's not going to add horsepower or anything to your car, obviously. It just changes the program of how the throttle moves. But it will make your car a little quicker off the line, I guess, because it does give you more responsiveness. And I will say, it really does make a difference. If you just want a dart as basic transportation and you don't care, well, then you don't have to worry about buying this. But if you want to have some fun with your dart, for this is $249. It's called the Madnees Go Pedal. You get it from like MadneesAutoworks.com is a website. Madnees Autoworks. I would really recommend this. And they make a version that's like $50 more that's Bluetooth, that pairs with your phone. I just got the basic one with the buttons, self-contained. I don't want to have to pair anything with my phone. Yeah, it gives you a sport mode, Eco Mode, and Sport Plus, and all of them actually do make a difference. They change, well, I dropped my phone here. They change where the shifts happen, how your RPMs go. But yeah, I always keep it in Sport Plus. That's the most aggressive mode. And you can kind of adjust the curve, plus or minus. So right now I have it in Sport Plus +2. I could hit minus, and it takes a little bit of the edge off. Or I can make it +3. Now Sport Plus mode is a little bit overly jerky sometimes, as far as the response with the pedal, but it's fun. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the Madnees Go Pedal. It really makes the throttle more responsive, and it's supposed to help with fuel economy a little bit too. And a little remote here. I added some LED lights in the footwells, and that's how you can adjust those here. Obviously that doesn't come with the car. I have all the wires for that running into the center console here, and there's the plug for it. The plugs right into there. And then one of the cool things about the darts, if you have a dart that comes with the U-Connect, any U-Connect dart, you have that little red trim piece that goes around here. But the cool thing about that is at night it lights up red. It looks really cool. Now it's day, I can't really show that right now, but I'll probably include a picture in here of what it looks like at night so you can see it. That's one of the things I love about this car, is that the interior looks so cool with those red accents, and that's kind of why I wanted to continue with the red accents with the plasti-dip. I just think red and gray looks good together. But yeah, I just always loved how the dash lights up red like that. I think it's so unique, and you still, even this car's been discontinued a couple years now, you still don't see like any modern cars doing anything like that with the accent light. I mean, there is accent lighting obviously, but none of them really do it in the style that this one does, with like the ring around the dashboard. They call it like the floating island bezel. Man, it just looks so cool. And I don't understand, because the Chargers and Challengers sort of have the same style of dashboard like this, but even the Chargers and Challengers don't give you accent lighting like that. I don't think they have accent lighting at all in them. I don't know why. They're more expensive cars, they should have that, but they just don't do it. Okay, well, this video is already getting too long. Like I said, I'll probably make a separate video about the hood, reviewing the Amera hood, fiberglass hood, which I think looks awesome. But anyway, this is my 2015 Dodge Dart SXT with the Rallye package, with a 2.4 liter Tiger Shark multi-air engine. You could easily find darts under 10 grand if you get, maybe a little bit older, 2013 darts. They only made this new generation of dart from 2013 to 2016, so I think they're great little cars. Some people just hate on Chrysler products constantly for the quality. Like I said, it's come a long way in 10 years, like coming from a Neon to this. Even other modern cars of this class, I just think there's really high quality materials. I think I forgot to point it out, but a lot of the surface of the dashboard inside this car is that soft touch rubber material, so it feels nice. I don't know if I pointed out, but there was some of that stitching accents that looked really nice. So I just think this has a pretty darn nice interior for being an economy car. The doors feel substantial, everything feels nice and weighted. I don't know, it feels like a quality car to me, at least for what it is. Not bad. It's quite fun. This is one of those cars that I actually have more fun with the longer I drive it. I think that Go pedal really makes it awesome. Even without it though, it's not a bad car. I think it's fun to drive. The suspension's nice, it's very solid, very planted around corners. So if you're looking for an affordable, sporty looking economy car, all your Hondas and your Toyotas, and even like something like the Ford Fusion, but I don't know, there's something about the Dart that's always stood out to me, that always looked kind of more exciting than those cars. If you ask me, I would say they're worth it. Just make sure that you don't get one that has a history of a ton of problems or anything. I definitely think it's a fun little car.